loves, welcome back to my channel. God, it's been a minute, hasn't it? Right, so excuse the sideways recording because I record for multiple now, TikTok and Instagram and everything else. So this video is just going to be a quick one. It's a redesign, acrylic redesign. First things first, let's nip all these crystals off. So I did a TikTok of this. This one nail took me over 4 minutes to get all these crystals off. It's just really like, it's just bragging rights really, isn't it? Like going to show that my crystals don't pop off. So, you know, when people go, oh, my crystals, they just pop off. They don't though, do they? They don't. Look, it takes me ages to get them off. Ages to get them off. So yeah, it took me ages to get that back. Then we file it all back to clear base, and then decided actually we were going to go for a different shape. So we've soaked everything off and we're going to restart. Look at those little beauts. This is a nail biter as well, so that's the first time I think she's seen free edge in about, I don't know how many years, but that was really cool. That was really cool. Right, so we've decided medium coffin this time, and we've got those all prepped and sorted as a little base ready to go. So in this set we're going to use glow-in-the-dark acrylic powders, and there's a white which is GLD01. I will put them in the comments anyway, and the powders as always are from WowBao, which is www.wowbaonails.com. Oh, excuse me, it's like proper early on a Monday morning and I'm doing voiceover. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so yeah, this white I'm doing at the tip, so you can't really on camera at the end see the blend because the other colour, that pinky shimmer colour that's below the other powder, that's GLD12, and it is really like it's a super pale kind of pink, so you don't overly notice the fade, and you definitely can't see it on camera. It's really subtle fade, but we just wanted the ends ever so slightly whiter, and we thought it would be cool as well because these are glow in the dark powders. They do glow slightly different colours. So again, at the end we'll show you a little bit of glow, which is not complete glow because we didn't do them in the dark, unfortunately. So the video I've got is kind of under the desk which is like the most professional way obviously to take video, but yeah, so that's it. So basically I'm just going to go through my routine, which is why it's just a quick one today. I'm just popping on the white as you would any ombre, wetting the nail first, getting the white, draining it off a little bit, which I do with all whites. This one is no different. Popping it down where I want it, feathering the back in so there's no harsh line, and then just using the belly of the brush to walk it down the nail. Get it nice and smooth so that when you put your other colour over the top, you're not going to get any like harsh lines or bumps or lumps or anything like that. And again, because it was going to be quite similar colours, I wasn't too worried about getting everything perfect as you know, normally with like an ombre you would want everything like super flush and perfect, but you know, I think when the colours are more similar, like when the pink is a bit paler, if you use off-white, like from WowBao, they do an off-white rather than really super white. They do super white as well, but they do off-white. I think when you use that sort of thing and they're a bit more similar, there's a bit more leeway with your ombre. So there you go, top tip number 1, Monday morning, let's go. Mind you, this might not get released on a Monday morning. You might not watch it on a Monday morning. Who knows? I have a shot off my hand. So I'm just going back in once those are all set, wet the nail, and then I'm going in with this pink. And because we don't need a massive blend, I'm literally going in because I'm super convinced I can do it with my cuticle bead in one go, just making sure that my cuticle is in and my edges are in, and then I'm just dragging that down over the white, and that's basically it. That's all I'm going to need really, just taking a little bit off the edge tidying my edges up a little tiny bit, and that, my friend, is that. Look at that. Right, so on to the next one. And you can see that that white GLD01, it's not super bright. Again, it's more like an off-white, which will work with loads of stuff. And because it's glow in the dark, it's just a little added extra. So I had one client that was like, oh, I can't make this week. Can I do next week? And I shuffled things around, try and get her in and all the rest of it. And then I was like, do you know what? Like on the day, she was like, oh, I need a different time. As you do. She's fine. She had stuff going on. It's life, you know how it is. But, you know, you juggle things around and accommodate people. And I thought, do you know what? She's like, when she comes in for a reverse French, shall I just give her a glow in the dark pink? And let her find out later and just not tell her and go, oh, I must have mixed the powders up. But I didn't. But I think, you know, there are those clients where you just should do it. I mean, if you think they'll get the funny side of it, of course. I think she would have done. I think she would have been fine. She would have messaged me and been like, what the are these? Glowing in the dark. And I would have been like, haha, don't move your appointment ever again. So there. So you can see, like, on the camera, or you can't see, is more the point. Actually, that you can't really see the blend at all. Oh my god. What is it with me doing voiceovers and just yawning at you constantly? You must think I'm just going to turn the volume down on this because it's absolutely ridiculous. This woman comes on, does a voiceover and literally just yawns in my face the whole time. Especially with headphones on, that must be really annoying because I know a lot of you watch with headphones on. But there you go. So these are all dried and all the rest of it. I'm using my crystal clear just to cap and protect my blend. And because that pink is a shimmer, it's got some nice fine glittery shimmery pieces in. I don't really want to file it. You probably could file it and it would probably be fine. However, I do need to build up a very small apex on these. So I just go in with the clear to cap the blend. So when I file, I'm not filing into the blend, even though you probably wouldn't notice anyway. And I don't want to ruin that. And we need that little bit of added strength because these are not core powders, they're design powders. And you know the story by now. So, you know, there you go. So I just sped through these. Just going to add a little bit of strength, and to be honest, the apex isn't huge on these. It isn't as big as I would perhaps do on other people. She's really good now with her nails. She's not hard on them. She doesn't have anything that she does which is particularly hard on her hands, so it doesn't need a massive apex. The strength is all there in the layers, the clear base, and then the powder design, and then the clear cap. So there doesn't need to be like a massive apex on these. The apex is bigger than it looks there, but there definitely is one, and when I file it you probably will be able to see it a bit better. But these powders set so strong. I've found since using WowBao, I don't need to build as much of an apex as I used to with other powders because they just last longer and don't break or snap or anything. So I'm just going to do my filing routine, and I will speed through the rest of it as well. I get underneath to get any straggly bits there, but only going up to the natural line of the nail. You don't want to cut into that because that is your stress point. So getting underneath and then rocking the file round to get the edge nice and straight, and then I am doing the end. Sometimes I do like to go up and down, but I have just gone across with these. And then I'm just getting the side shaping in, whipping round the cuticle and then over the top. And then I will do the other side shaping as well. Blop, 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 blop. As you can see. Just making sure that those edges are straight all the way down. And just going over my shape basically until I'm happy with it. Sides, and the same thing, once I'm happy I go on to the next nail, so underneath, and then rock it round to get from the free edge right up to basically where would be your apex. Another yawn for you. That's, I don't know how many that is. Are we on yawn count? Like 6 I think maybe. And then the edge just supporting that nail, because we don't want to be rocking it side to side. That's some of what the soreness is when people come in and they go, oh, you know, my nails are sore, I've been somewhere else, whatever. It's because sometimes when they're filing, they're not supporting the nail, and then it sort of rocks your natural nail around side to side, and that can be quite painful. So if you can see, like on these ones, I'm kind of squishing the top of the nail and supporting it, so I'm not rocking it about, which is always a good thing to do. Make sure all your cuticle is flush, especially with biters or pickers, because as soon as there's a little bit where it starts to grow out, if there's that bit that they can pick, that's sometimes where they'll start. It might not be the sides, it might not be the ends, they might not be biting it, but if there's a ledge, you can guarantee they'll be picking it, you know. So there you go. Right, onto the thumb, and I've just sped this up, so underneath the edge any stragglers, rocking it up to the sides to file from the free edge up to where your apex is to get a nice straight edge, and then get them little hangers on from underneath. File your side nice and straight, and then whip around the cuticle over the top and then down the other side. And I use the same routine for every nail, so then every nail is the same shape, and I find that that works for me. You have to find a routine that works for you. I'm using an 80 grit file over the top of these, and then basically once I'm done, I'm just going to dust off, and then I'm going to use a fine sanding band on my e-file on a low speed to buff it, because my hands were feeling really sore today, or the day that I did these, and I didn't want to buff by hand, so I just used the e-file. As you can see, with a super fine sand band on it, that's the WowBao e-file, and the fine bands from there, and that acts as a buffer, and that buffs the nail like really nice and takes any last bits and pieces out. It also takes the demarcations out, like your file lines from a harsh grit file, and it also just does save your hands a little bit if you're like me. Like I have carpal tunnel in both wrists, so I get cramps in my hands quite bad, especially in my thumb, and holding a buffer is really painful some days, so that's why I'm buffing with an e-file. But try it, you might like it, you might not. Let me know in the comments. There we go. So buff, take off any stragglers from the ends. I have given them a scrub with the alcohol and then a wipe with the gel residue stuff, and she wanted to go slightly sort of tapered square this time. Should say coffin initially, but they're not really long enough to get like a really satisfying coffin in, so we've kind of just gone tapered square, and yeah, they look good. She's got nice long thin fingers anyway, so they work absolutely fine. She was thinking about crystals and then decided, because they were glow in the dark, that was enough, bougie enough for her, so we've left them as that. And as you can see, there really isn't, you can't see that glitter, like that white fade at the end at all, which is a real shame, but there you go. Anyway, so here's the finished product. Look at that sparkle on that. Glow powder GLD12 that is, and then there's a little snippet of video of her putting her hand underneath the desk, and they look really awesome. Absolutely love doing these. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.